Welcome back, everybody, to the Chaz Cast. It's your boy Chaz, and we're here for part 3 of our series of breaking down all the WrestleManias. In today's episode, we are going through WrestleManias 21 to 30. I like to call this the Cena generation, but it's also like the Undertaker, this was like the streak was huge during this, and he also headlined a couple WrestleMania here. So this is like the Cena era with a Cena era with the underwriting of the Undertaker era. And so how we break this down, if you haven't seen episodes 1 through 10 and 11 through 20, please go back and check those out. But we're going to go over the whole card, but we're really ranking these episodes these WrestleManias on the draws, the main event, the championship match, the whatever the biggest draw is. Sometimes it's not always the main event. Sometimes it's not always the championship match. And we're going to look at like the first 1-2 punch, possibly 3, but really like what the big draws are. Because I don't sit here, if I think of like, oh, I want to go back and watch WrestleMania 13 to watch that street fight with Legion of you don't ever think about that. So it's just about being honest with yourself and being, real with how it is, and as we did last time, right on this tier maker here. So here we have it. We have our tier maker, and we are going to get started. We are going to get started with WrestleMania 21. We got it right here for you guys. We're on to the DVDs now. The last few times we were breaking down, we were showing my VHSs, but we've got WrestleMania 21 here. This was from the Staples Center in LA on April 3rd, 2005. This has some of the coolest trailers you have ever seen of them going like Hollywood. I know 39 was tagged Goes Hollywood. Was this tagged Goes Hollywood? It was Goes Hollywood too. So but this was like when all the wrestlers were playing, doing their doing their things, doing their what do you call it, vignettes, acting like their favorite movies and stuff. So it was a pretty cool WrestleMania. Let's go over the card first. Let's see here. Let's just find it. Here it is. All right, here's your card. So the first match of the night was a 30-man interpromotional battle royal. Oh yeah, guys, because we are in WWE, we are in Raw versus SmackDown here. So the first thing was a 30-man interpromotional battle royal, and it was won by Booker T tossing out Chris Masters, and this was on the pre-show. But the first match on the card was a banger: Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero. Then you had the first ever Money in the Bank ladder match for a chance to win. If you win, you get to go on to choose to wrestle your the champion whenever you'd like. And Edge defeated Jericho, Benjamin, Chris, and Christian and Kane. And then you had a singles match, the legend killer Randy Orton against The Undertaker. And like I said, this is where the streak really gets pumping, and The Undertaker wins. Then you had the women's match for the championship. Trish Stratus defeated Christy Hemme. Then you had a great match of Kurt Angle against Shawn Michaels, and then you had a great match. No, not really. You had a sumo match, Aki Bono against the Big Show, and then you had a couple of young guns taking the titles, trying to get to the top. You had John Cena defeating JBL, and then your main event, you had Batista defeating Triple H. Now, you get the young guys in, you think it seems like WWE wanted Batista to be the guy, but it turns out that John Cena ended up being the guy. But guys, listen to that card. This is an S WrestleMania. What a card. Your main draws, obviously, what we talked about, the championship matches, but Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels was a great match. Undertaker, Randy Orton is a fantastic match. Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero, Edge or Edge in the Money in the Bank, fantastic S tier WrestleMania. and you can't go wrong with it. And we're going to move on to WrestleMania Deuce Deuce, WrestleMania 22, guys, April 2nd, 2006 in Chicago, Illinois, or Chicago, Illinois, whatever you want to say it. So the interesting thing about this match, this WrestleMania, is last year everybody loves John Cena, and now this year everyone hates John Cena because wrestling fans, y'all are a bunch of fickle bitches. I'm just gonna say it. So the pre-show match was an 18-man interpromotional battle royal won by Viscera. Great. But when the card starts, you got Big Show and Kane, the champions tag teams, defeating Carlito and Chris Masters. You got a Money in the Bank match where Rob Van Dam wins, taking out Bobby Lashley, Finlay, Matt Hardy, Ric Flair, and Shelton Benjamin. WWE United States Championship, John Bradshaw Layfield defeats and wins the title from Then you had Edge with Lita defeating Mick Foley in a hardcore match. The Boogeyman defeats Booker T. Mickey James defeats Trish Stratus with the crotch grab, which was there. With the crotch grab was taken out of every subsequent release, but me and my boys remember we were watching. The Undertaker defeated Mark Henry in a casket match. Shawn Michaels defeats Vince McMahon in a no-hold-bars match. Triple threat match for the World Heavyweight title. Rey Mysterio defeats Kurt Angle and Randy Orton. Tori Wilson defeats Candice Michelle. And John Cena defeats Triple H in a singles match. Another banger, guys. Another really good WrestleMania here. You had the Edge and Mick Foley match was great. The Undertaker Mark Henry match, a little left to be desired, but it was Mark Henry. It was cool to see Mark Henry get a big match. Shawn Michaels with Vince was fun. The triple match, Rey Mysterio, Kurt Angle, Randy Orton, Kurt Angle's last WrestleMania. And then, of course, the John Cena and Triple H main event. Like, this started, the Cena never dies, and it's awesome. And this is going in the S tier, and it's going above WrestleMania 21. 22 is great. Might get a lot of S tiers here, guys. I mean, WWE was awesome here, and then everyone's just gonna bitch and complain about John Cena, but he was there for a reason because he was really good. Now, guys, this is gonna be something special for the next couple. So we're moving on to WrestleMania 23. As you can see here, I got the collector's edition here, but I not only have the collector's edition. Oh, I dropped it. Oh, no, I dropped it. Oh, my goodness. What a fail. I have the hat. I got to get it. Hang on. Hold up, guys. Cue the music. All right, if I remember, I'll edit all that out. But, yeah, I dropped it. But I got it now. It's back. I have the WrestleMania 23 hat. All right, I did all that to show you the hat for 2 seconds. But also, guys, I have the WrestleMania 23 program here. And why is that, you ask? Because I was there. WrestleMania 23 in Detroit, Michigan. I was there. And it was a fun WrestleMania. Let's go over the card. We had the card of, sorry, I'm pulling it up. There it is. So your pre-show match, which a little weird to me, is Ric Flair and Carlito defeated Gregory Helms and Chavo Guerrero. It was just weird that Ric Flair wasn't on the card. Then you had the Money in the Bank match. Mr. Kennedy beats CM Punk, Randy Orton, Finlay, Matt Hardy, King Baka, Jeff Hardy, and Edge. The Great Khali defeated Kane by pinfall in one of the worst WrestleMania matches ever. And then you had the United States champion defeated MVP by pinfall, and then Undertaker defeats Batista to win the championship at WrestleMania. And I was a little upset by this because it's the fifth match on the crowd. Undertaker won the Royal Rumble. He threw Shawn Michaels' old ass out the Royal Rumble to win the Royal Rumble. Undertaker's my favorite wrestler, and I'm sitting there thinking I'm going to see Undertaker headline WrestleMania, and he doesn't. But We'll see what happens in a little bit. Then you had an 8-man tag, the ECW Originals, Rob Van Dam, Tommy Dreamer, Sabu, and Sandman against the New Breed, Elijah Burke, Marcus Corvon, Matt Stryker, and Kevin Thorne. Hang on, I got a good drop for this one. That's what I got to say about that. Then you had Melina defeating Ashley Massaro, and your main event, John Cena defeating Shawn Michaels for the WWE Championship by pinfall. It was a fun card. It was great to be there. Great memories. Dude, the Great Khali and Kane match is awful. The ECW match is awful. Did I skip? I skipped it. I'm sorry. The actual main draw. Oh, what an asshole. Bobby Lashley with future president of the United States Donald J. Trump defeats Umaga with Vince McMahon in his corner by pinfall, and Vince had to get his head shaved. I forgot about that. Not forgot about it, but I skipped over it. So it was a pretty wild card. If we're going to be honest about the rankings, though, even though I was there and I love it, it's not going into S, guys. It's kind of a B tier WrestleMania. We're going to be honest and truthful with it. It's a B tier WrestleMania. It's something when I look back on, I don't necessarily wig out over it. Like the Bobby Lashley match is fun. The John Cena Shawn Michaels match is amazing, and Undertaker Batista is pretty good too, but I don't know. It just seems like there's a bit better, and we're going to move on. And it pains me to say because I was there, but it pains me to say. But speaking of, the next WrestleMania is WrestleMania 24. The WrestleMania 24 on the cover there, you see you got Triple H, Randy Orton, John Cena, Edge, Undertaker, Floyd Mayweather, and well, it's the big show. But not only do I have the DVD, guys, I also have, I have the program, and I also have this little bear here. This WrestleMania 24 bear. And why do I have it? Because, of course, I went to that one, too. March 30th, 2008, in Orlando, Florida. I was there for a WrestleMania to be remembered. And let's look over the card because I wonder where this is going to stack up. I don't do this, I don't do these rankings like ahead of time or anything like that. I just, I do it when I'm doing it live. It's because it is what it is. All right. So your pre-show match was a 24-man battle royal to determine the number one contender for the ECW Championship. Kane eliminates Mark Henry. Then the show starts. JBL defeats Finlay in a Belfast brawl. CM Punk wins the Money in the Bank ladder match against Shelton Benjamin, Chris Jericho, Carlito, MVP, Mr. Kennedy, and John Morrison. Then you had Batista defeating Umaga in a cross-promotional match. You had Kane, who won the first match, defeating Chavo Guerrero in 11 seconds to win the ECW Championship. You had quite possibly one of the absolute greatest WrestleMania moments and memories ever, guys, of Shawn Michaels defeating Ric Flair and putting him into retirement. Incredible. Tears in my eyes in the audience, I promise you guys. Then you had Beth Phoenix and Melina defeat Maria Kanellis and Ashley Massaro with Snoop Dogg. You had what a bang. This match is so underrated, guy. Like, you forget this match existed because you think you saw it every week on Raw and SmackDown. But for the triple threat for the WWE Championship, you had Randy Orton defending his championship against Triple H and John Cena. Now, that's something you think you get every week, but you don't. And then in your ninth match, you got Floyd Money Mayweather defeating the Big Show by knockout. Guys, it's WrestleMania. There's always influences with celebrities in other matches. And your main event, The Undertaker defeats Edge by submission in your main event. And again, last year, 23, 07 Rumble, Undertaker wins, doesn't headline this WrestleMania. This WrestleMania, John Cena wins the Rumble after a big return, and Edge and Undertaker decide to headline. And that was great. That was fun. I got to see my dude, The Undertaker, choke out the Rated R Superstar. Unexpected. Edge goes in for the spear, and Undertaker gets him and chokes him the fuck out. And this WrestleMania is going to the top of the list, simply because Edge vs. Undertaker is great. Cena Orton, Triple H is fantastic. Mayweather and Big Show is great, but Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair going right to the top of the list, guys. I mean, look at this. We've got 3 WrestleManias in the S tier and 1 in the B. Well, you can argue this could move up to the A. Can it get any better, folks? Well, let's move on to WrestleMania 25. And we got that right here to show you. WrestleMania 25 was held. Where does it say it here? Okay. This is back. Okay, here we go. April 5th, 2009 in Houston. So it was 8 years after the last one there. And this is the 3-disc set, of course, but it's not even open, honestly, because I don't watch my DVDs because the network is out. It is what it is. But I'm happy to have it. So let's get into the event, if you will. Hang on here. Let's find it. Why is it weird? Okay, here it is. Sorry. All right, so I didn't go to this one, by the way. I wish I would have. I'll tell you what, I wish I would have. So it starts off with a dark match of Carlito and Primo defeating John Morrison and The Miz for the World Tag Team Championships. And this is when it starts getting confusing with the 27 titles. Money in the Bank ladder match. CM Punk defeats Christian, Finlay, Kane, Kofi Kingston, Mark Henry, MVP, and Shelton Benjamin. Then you got the Miss WrestleMania Battle Royale. Santina Morello wins. Chris Jericho defeats the Legends. Jimmy Snuka, Ricky Steamboat, Roddy Piper, and Ric Flair was there too. Matt Hardy defeats Jeff Hardy. Rey Mysterio defeats JBL for the Intercontinental Championship in 21 seconds. The Undertaker defeats John Cena. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, I said John Cena. I was wrong. The Undertaker defeats Shawn Michaels. And what I'm going to tell you guys is the greatest WrestleMania match ever. It is, without a doubt, the greatest WrestleMania match ever. It is historic. It is awesome. Undertaker gets concussed, brings it down a little. This match had me on the edge of my seat screaming. It's a 30-minute match. It was insane. It ruined the next match just because of how amazing it was, which was a big match too. John Cena defeating The Big Show and Edge in a triple threat match for the World Heavyweight Championship. And then the main event, Triple H defeats Randy Orton to hold on to the title. It was a fantastic WrestleMania triple main event there. Guys, this is going into the S tier. But now here's the thing. It's only because the one match. If I'm going to be honest, though, it's going just underneath 24. I like the Shawn Michaels Undertaker match better. But overall, it was just a bit better card over 25, guys. And we have got 4 Manias in the S tier out of 5 that we went over. Is it going to keep going, guys? Because we're moving on to WrestleMania 26. As you can see here, WrestleMania 26. It was on March 28th, 2010 in Arizona, in a football stadium, of course. So now, by the way, from WrestleMania 23, 24, 23 on, everything is in football stadiums now. We're not doing arenas anymore. We're not doing, hockey arenas. We're doing football stadiums. So let's get into this. Your dark match. Yoshitatsu won by eliminating Zack Ryder in a 26-man battle royal. Show Miz, The Miz and The Big Show defeats John Morrison and R-Truth for the unified WWE Tag Team Championship. A triple threat match of all 3, not Evolution, what the hell were they? Legacy. Randy Orton defeated Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase. The Money in the Bank ladder match. Jack Swagger defeats Christian, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Evan Bourne, Kane, Kofi Kingston, Matt Hardy, MVP, and Shelton Benjamin. In a singles match, Triple H defeats Sheamus. Rey Mysterio defeats CM Punk in the singles match. He would have to join the Straight Edge Society if he loses. Bret Hart defeats Vince McMahon by submission. A singles match for the heavyweight championship. Chris Jericho, the champ, beats Edge. A 10-woman Diva Tag Team match. Alicia Fox, Lay Cool, Maurice, and Vicky Guerrero defeats Beth Phoenix, Eve Torres, Gail Kim, Kelly Kelly, and Mickey James. This was a let's just get him on the card, guys. We got to get him on the card. John Cena defeats Batista to win the WWE Championship in a match you think you saw a million times, but you really didn't. Those two were big names. That's normally your main event, but guys, no disqualification, streak versus career match. Undertaker defeats Shawn Michaels. Part 2, streak versus career. Fan-fucking-tastic. Fantastic, guys. Fantastic card. Fantastic main events. This is going in the S tier, guys, and it's going right above WrestleMania. It's going right after WrestleMania 25, 22. It's going to go at the end. We're going to put it there. We're going to put it right after 22. 22 just was a bit better of a card. You know what? We're going to put it after 21. It's at the end of the S tier just because of the Shawn Michaels Undertaker main event. If I want to put that on, I want to see Shawn Michaels Undertaker. I want to see John Cena Batista. You know, you get the little, weirdness with Bret Hart and Vince McMahon, but Chris Jericho versus Edge was a great match too. So that is our ranking of WrestleMania 26. All right, it's time to move on, guys, to an interesting one. WrestleMania 27, April 3rd, 2011 at the Georgia Dome in Atlanta. Had over 1 million buys, guys. 1 million buys. And as you can see on here, you can see right on here, right in the middle there, Pitbull is the host. Nah, bruh, that's not Pitbull. That's The Rock. We know who The Rock is. And guess what? The Rock is back now. But we're going to get into this mania, okay? We need to talk about it. So let's just get moving. In the dark matches, you had a lumberjack match for the WWE United States Championship, where Sheamus beat Daniel Bryan. Great Khali wins the 23-man Battle Royal by eliminating Sheamus. So, whatever. I don't even understand. It wasn't even on there. So, the World Heavyweight Championship match starts it off. Edge defeats Alberto Del Rio to maintain the championship. Alberto Del Rio just wins the Royal Rumble, the biggest Royal Rumble ever, and Edge just takes care of him. And sadly, the next day on Raw, Edge has to retire. Cody Rhodes defeats Rey Mysterio. You had an 8-man tag match. Big Show, Kane, Kofi, and Santino Marella defeats The Core. Ezekiel Jackson, Heath Slater, Justin Gabriel, and Wade Barrett. Oops, wrong one I meant to say. Oh, my God. Randy Orton defeats CM Punk. The Nexus were banned from ringside. It's getting weird. Michael Cole defeats Jerry Lawler with Steve Austin as the referee. Here's a banger, guys. The Undertaker defeats Triple H in a no-holds-barred match. Then you got a 6-person intergender tag match of John Morrison, Snooki, and Trish Stratus defeats Dolph Ziggler and Lay Cool. And The Miz defeats John Cena to retain his WWE Championship. But it was all set up just for The Rock and John Cena for next year's WrestleMania. This WrestleMania sucks. It is one of the worst of all time. If you're looking back at it, I mean, the Miz and Cena match meant nothing. Even though the Miz won, it meant nothing because anyone was just worried about The Rock. Undertaker vs. Triple H is sweet too, but it just does not hold up. And if I'm going to be completely honest, this Mania sucks. It's going in an F. It sucks. It could go to D. It's not that bad. The Undertaker kind of saves it, but we're going to put it in an F, and I'm comfortable putting it as an F. So now we're moving on to WrestleMania 28. Once in a lifetime. Undertaker's on there with Shawn Michaels and Triple H there. But you have The Rock and John Cena. 1.3 million buys on this, guys. That is a lot of people watching this WrestleMania. The Rock is a big deal, guys. And let's go over the card. The dark match is a triple threat for the WWE Tag Team Championships, which Primo and Epico, the champions, win against Justin Gabriel, Tyson Kidd, and the Usos. Then you had your first match of the night, a singles match for the World Heavyweight Champion. Sheamus defeats Daniel Bryan in 18 seconds. Love it. Kane defeats Randy Orton in a single match. Big Show defeats Cody Rhodes by pinfall for the Intercontinental Championship. Kelly and Maria Menounos defeats Beth Phoenix and Eve Torres. The Undertaker defeats Triple H in a Hell in the Cell match with Shawn Michaels as the guest referee, taglined by "The End of an Era." Then you had Team Johnny. I'm like, this is so weird. Johnny Laurinaitis. So it was David Otunga, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Jack Swagger, Mark Henry, and The Miz. Defeats Team Teddy, Booker T, Kofi Kingston, Great Khali, R-Truth, Santino Marella, and for the 12-man to determine the general manager of that's okay. So, moving on. You got a great match here. CM Punk defeats Chris Jericho for the WWE Championship. Really good match. 22 minutes. And the main event, The Rock defeats John Cena by pinfall. Now, looking back at this card, you had a banger main event. Fantastic main event. You had a great match with CM Punk and Chris Jericho. The Undertaker and Triple H match was great. The Sheamus and Daniel Bryan match, I mean, I like it. It is what it is, and it helped propel Daniel Bryan, but it's not going to make it to the S tier, guys. It's not. It's going to go in the A tier, I think. Yeah, it's going to go in the A tier. It's not an S tier Mania by any means, but I'm comfortable putting in the A tier. All right, and we're going to move on to the next one, which is what? Once in a lifetime. How about twice in a lifetime? WrestleMania 29. Now, this had just over 1 million buys, which is still great. The first one that could have been shitty with weather, April 7th, 2013, at East Rutherford, New Jersey, football, MetLife Stadium. So it could have been outside, but they were blessed. They were fine. It's a 9-match card. The Intercontinental Championship match was on the pre-show where The Miz defeats the champ Wade Barrett. Then you have the 6-man tag match. The Shield, Ambrose, Rollins, and Reigns defeats Big Show, Randy Orton, and Sheamus. Mark Henry defeats Ryback. Team Hell No, Daniel Bryan and Kane defends their championship against Big E Langston and Dolph Ziggler. Fandango defeats Chris Jericho. Alberto Del Rio, the World Heavyweight Champion, defeats Jack Swagger. The Undertaker defeats CM Punk. Triple H defeats Brock Lesnar. And John Cena defeats The Rock to win the WWE Championship. So your main events here, obviously John Cena, The Rock, Triple H versus Brock Lesnar, The Undertaker, CM Punk. Those matches are great. The undercard kind of sucks. Alberto Del Rio versus Jack Swagger sucked. Chris Jericho losing to Fandango was absolutely a travesty, but you get your Shield, you get the Shield making an appearance. You know what? It kind of lost its luster after the first Rock and Cena thing. Triple H versus Brock Lesnar, I don't really care. I'm going to give this one a D. Looking back, not C. We're going to go C on that one. It's just, it's there for me. It's there for me. I mean, it's got a few moments, but all in all, I like where it is. And now we're going to move on to a controversial one, perhaps, and we'll see why. The Daniel Bryan WrestleMania 30. A lot of weird stuff on this one because of the whole Bryan movement and all this stuff, and so let's just go over it. An 8-match card. The prelim match was the Fatal 4 Tag Team Elimination for the WWE Championship. The Usos are the champs, and they retain the titles against Diego and Fernando, the Real Americans, Cesaro and Jack Swagger, and Ryback, Curtis Axel, and Ryback. And the first match, the winner would be added to the WWE Championship match later that night. Daniel Bryan defeats Triple H via pinfall. Then you had a 6-man tag match, The Shield, Roman Rollins and Roman Ambrose and Reigns. Sorry, Roman Rollins and Ambrose. Thank you. Defeats Kane and the New Age Outlaws. Cesaro won the 30-man whatever. John Cena defeats Bray Wyatt. My boy Bray Wyatt. Missed that guy. Brock Lesnar defeats The Undertaker and ends the streak. AJ Lee defended the Invitational Women's match against Ascana, Alicia Fox, Brie Bella, Cameron, Emma, Eva Marie, Layla, Naomi, Natalia, Nikki Bella, Rosa Mendez, Summer Rae, and Tamina Snuka. Okay, whatever. Get all the ladies in the crowd. And then Daniel Bryan defeats Batista and Randy Orton to win the WWE Championship. I really don't care. This Mania sucked to me, guys. It really did. This Mania is one of my least favorite WrestleManias of all time, and I don't get it because I never got into the Daniel Bryan hype. It was so stupid that they changed all their plans because of fans chanting. And I get it. Like, you want to honor the fans, but nobody gave a fuck about Daniel Bryan 5 years later. Remember when Daniel Bryan, everyone loved, and then he got hurt, he couldn't wrestle anymore, and they all blamed WWE for it, and then he was cleared to wrestle, and all of a sudden he's champion, and then all of a sudden it's Kofi Mania. Fuck Daniel Bryan. No one gives a shit. This WrestleMania doesn't ring for anything in my head other than Brock Lesnar ending the streak, which I'm not a fan of either. Brock Lesnar didn't need to end the streak, but it did send Brock Lesnar off for the next near decade of dominance. So it did build Brock Lesnar up for that, and this was the first many. I mean, John Cena versus Bray Wyatt. John Cena just spent the last nearly decade headlining WrestleManias, and this is Bray Wyatt's first WrestleMania, and he's up against John Cena. So what a call for him. I just don't like this WrestleMania at all. So I'm just gonna put it in a D here. It's better than 7. It might be ahead of WrestleMania 29. We might do that. We might put it ahead of WrestleMania 29, actually. Okay. All right, fair enough. So here's our final rankings of the WrestleManias 21 through 30. In the S tier, you got half of them, guys. WrestleMania 24, WrestleMania 25, WrestleMania 22, 21, and 26. Are those basically all in order? 21, 22? No, 23 is not in there. So 5 of your first 6 in the decade. And then you have WrestleMania 28, and then 23, and then 30, 29, and 27 at the bottom. And honestly, I could move even these two 30 and 29 down to the D tier, but they're definitely not F tier. That sucked. So, all right, guys, what do you think? If you're going to dunk on me for my WrestleMania 30 and my Daniel Bryan hatred, go ahead, because I still don't buy it. It was fake. It was manufactured fan interest to be against whatever WWE wants to do. Same thing with Kofi Mania. Oh, my God, we love Kofi. Kofi's great. Oh, and nobody gave a fuck about Kofi the next year. So it is what it is. You guys are just fickle and you suck, and all the marks. And obviously, it's just a small minority, but you guys are stupid, you idiots. And now AEW is there, and you guys can go watch that, and do whatever you do there, and leave WWE to the people that have liked it forever. I don't know. That Daniel Bryan thing was a shame, and it was even more of a shame with Kofi because you fans gave up on Kofi so fucking fast. It was ridiculous. And give him a Daniel Bryan, but Daniel Bryan did still garner the attention and the love and the support. You guys gave up on Kofi Kingston like nothing, but that's for the next video. So if you haven't, make sure you check out the first 2 videos where I break down 1 through 20, and we've got one more to go. Also, guys, tell me in the comments below. See what you guys got me doing? Is Cody gonna finish his story? We are a couple weeks away from WrestleMania, guys. So is Cody, not Kofi, Cody, gonna finish his story? All right, guys, thanks for checking out the video. Until then, we'll see you next time. Peace.